The Galactic Council's war declaration echoed across the star lanes, an official broadcast carrying the weight of 1,000 conquered worlds. The announcement was ceremonial, thunderous, and meant to inspire dread. Holograms of Council warships loomed behind the speaker as he delivered the message: humanity had been found guilty of unchecked expansion, cultural insubordination, and general unruliness. The punishment: total annexation. The Council expected crying, surrender, maybe even panic pleas. What they got instead was giggling. On Earth, the broadcast interrupted morning news shows. People blinked at the alien admiral's threats, then glanced at each other with raised brows. Memes were already spreading before the transmission finished. Teens reenacted the declaration with cartoon voices. Someone led the speech over comedy music. Within minutes, the #welcome to the queue was trending galaxy-wide. Humanity wasn't terrified, humans were entertained. In the council chamber, Admiral Vorex watched the human reactions in disbelief. Every species they declared war on had reacted with panic. Some begged for mercy. Others scrambled defenses. Humans? They were making jokes about the Admiral's forehead ridges. Are they mocking us? He asked, voice cracking. His aides could only shrug. The Council assumed humanity didn't understand the severity of the situation. So they dispatched a fleet to orbit Earth, massive dreadnoughts designed for intimidation. They expected screams when the shadow of their flagship blocked out the moon. Instead, Earthlings flooded their night skies with drones spelling out "HI there," accompanied by fireworks that formed a giant laughing emoji when the Council issued a second threat, this time explicitly stating they would obliterate all resistance. Earth responded with a global broadcast featuring a human comedian. Wearing sunglasses and holding a mic, he asked, "Obliterate? Buddy, we can't even agree on where pineapple belongs. You think you can scare us?" Back on the flagship, confusion turned into genuine fear, not of humans' weapons, but of their mentality. A species unafraid of annihilation? A species that responded to war with stand-up comedy? That was terrifying. They are either supremely confident, one officer whispered, or completely insane. The Council didn't like either option. The Council tried a formal ultimatum: surrender all human territories or face planetary siege. Earth answered by sending back a single message file, an ancient human clip of a man laughing hysterically for 3 uninterrupted minutes. The audio echoed through the war room until the Admiral slammed the console off. Trembling, still convinced humanity was bluffing, the Council sent ground troops to test the reaction. The first landing zone chosen was a quiet human city. Troops emerged from their dropships in full armor, weapons glowing. They prepared for screams. Instead, a crowd of humans gathered around, pointing phones at them, live-streaming the event. "Yo, they look like budget movie villains," someone yelled. Another approached a towering alien and poked the armor. "Is this cosplay?" The soldiers retreated to their ships, shaken. They filed reports describing humans as nonchalant, psychologically disarming, and emotionally unpredictable. The Council dismissed the claims as cowardice until they reviewed the footage. Thousands of humans laughing in the face of an armed invasion. No terror. No fear. Just amusement. Determined to assert dominance, the Council launched a focused orbital bombardment test, targeting an uninhabited desert region to showcase their power. The blast carved a crater 50 kilometers wide. They expected humanity to finally react with terror. Instead, Earth's reply was a sarcastic message: "Nice shot. Next time try hitting something important." The Admiral's hands shook. "What are we dealing with?" he murmured. No species behaved like this. No species mocked certain destruction. Perhaps humans truly didn't understand death. Or perhaps they understood it too well. When a human diplomatic ship finally requested a formal meeting, the Council seized the opportunity. They needed to understand this bizarre species before annihilation became impossible. The diplomats arrived, 3 humans in casual clothing, all smiling. No guards. No armor. Just confidence and humor. The lead human introduced himself. "Hey there. I'm Jordan. We heard you declared war. Congratulations. Not everyone makes it onto our calendar." The council members exchanged looks of horror. These creatures treated interstellar war like a holiday. Admiral Vorex demanded to know why humanity refused to take the situation seriously. Jordan laughed softly. "Oh, we are taking it seriously. We just don't fear bullies. And honestly, you came at a really bad time. We were just learning how to microwave asteroids." The council froze. They had not known humans had asteroid manipulation capabilities. They didn't, but the humans didn't clarify that. Another diplomat added, "Besides, we've survived everything. Ice ages. Megavolcanoes. Ourselves. You think we're scared of a fancy space committee?" The realization hit the council at once. Humanity's power wasn't in weapons. It was in mentality. You cannot conquer a species that turns fear into humor, danger into challenge, and war into punchlines. Humanity's resilience was not physical, it was psychological. The ambassadors leaned in. "But look, we don't really want war. We just want to explore, make friends, maybe teach your people the joy of sarcasm. You can declare war all you want, we'll declare parties." After a long, trembling silence, the council rescinded their declaration of war. Officially, it was called a strategic redirection of diplomatic intent. Unofficially, they were terrified of humanity's unshakable spirit. Back on Earth, humans celebrated the victory not with parades or military honors but with a galaxy-wide comedy broadcast titled "The War That Never Was." It became the most watched event in council history. Even alien worlds tuned in to watch humans roast the biggest military power in the galaxy. In time, the council realized something profound. Laughter, something they once considered primitive, was humanity's greatest weapon. And once unleashed, it spread across the stars, changing everything. War had been declared on humanity, but humanity responded with laughter. And that laughter didn't just win the conflict, it reshaped the galaxy forever. The Galactic Council soon discovered that humanity's influence spread faster than any fleet. Alien cultures that once feared the Council's wrath began adopting human humor, human sarcasm, even human memes. Entire planetary governments were overthrown not by weapons but by jokes that exposed corruption and tyranny. Laughter, infectious, uncontrollable, and undeniably human, became the new rebellion across the stars. Admiral Vorex found himself studying human psychology in secret. He locked himself in his quarters for hours, watching human comedy shows, sitcoms, late-night talk shows, and stand-up acts. At first, he didn't understand any of it. Why would someone laugh at their own pain? Why would humans joke about disasters? But slowly, something shifted. He laughed, an awkward, clicking noise his species never produced before. It terrified his staff. Diplomats from Earth noticed this and offered to host the first-ever intergalactic humor summit. Billions watched the event as human comedians tried to teach aliens the delicate art of timing, exaggeration, and insult humor. When a reptilian ambassador accidentally roasted his own emperor, resulting in the emperor laughing harder than anyone, the galaxy changed again. Humor became not only entertainment but a tool of unity, but not everyone welcomed this shift. A faction within the council believed humanity's influence was too great, too unpredictable. They feared the collapse of their structured, rigid hierarchy. These dissenters plotted a clandestine anti-human operation known as Project Silence, aiming to suppress humor-based cultural spread and restore the council's old order. Their first step was banning human media. The ban backfired immediately. Black market human comedy channels popped up on every star system. The more the council tried to restrict it, the more obsessed people became. Some aliens even formed underground laugh circles at where they practiced jokes, riddles, and human-style banter. The movement became unstoppable. Human laughter had become rebellion in its purest form. Humanity, of course, noticed. Instead of retaliating with weapons or threats, Earth sent a single diplomatic transmission to the Council, a man sitting behind a desk pretending to be a news anchor. "Good evening," he said cheerfully. "We hear you're trying to ban laughter." Fun fact, humans tried that once. It ended with a worldwide renaissance and someone inventing pizza crust stuffed with cheese. Your move. Cornered by public pressure and internal chaos, the Council attempted negotiations with Earth once more. But this time, something unexpected happened. Alien diplomats arrived wearing t-shirts with sarcastic human slogans. One even brought a rubber chicken for symbolic tension relief. Humans welcomed them with open arms, and a comedy roast that left both sides breathless with laughter. After hours of chaotic, laugh-filled talks, both sides drafted a new intergalactic doctrine, the Treaty of Non-Serious Engagement, which decreed that no species could declare war without first proving they were capable of laughing at themselves. For many worlds, this was a cultural revolution. For humans, it was Tuesday. As peace took root, Earth was invited to join the Galactic Council, not as a subordinate member, but as a cultural equal. Humanity accepted but insisted on one condition, that every council meeting begin with a single joke. It didn't have to be good. It just needed to be honest. At first, the council struggled. But over time, even the most humorless species learned to embrace the absurdity of existence. In the end, the galaxy didn't just avoid war, it discovered something far more powerful than conquest or fear. They discovered resilience through joy. They discovered strength in shared laughter. And whether they admitted it or not, every species knew the truth: humanity hadn't won through firepower. They'd won through the oldest, strangest weapon of all, laughter.